Welcome to Trusted Advisor, where we discuss key business trends and how law firms are helping clients cope with those. I'm Catherine McGregor, Publishing Director of GC Magazine, and joining me today is Mark Sweet, Managing Partner of Finnegan, the global intellectual property specialist law firm. Mark, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure.
One of the things that was interesting me quite a lot about Finnegan as a firm is your strong commitment to diversity. That obviously produces a very specific type of culture. How do you think that culture's developed, and how are you using that culture to best serve clients?
Diversity is very important to the firm, and we have a lot of activities directed to that. For our summer associate program, we offer a diversity scholarship, which helps us. One way we are slightly disadvantaged from the talent pool of applicants is that for the most part, we are hiring people with technical degrees. So we need to find, the best potential lawyers who are also the best scientists. And you see, for example, the United States with the STEM initiative, the number of minorities that are now being brought into the science and technology, math, science, technology area. So that's increasing our talent pool. And when we interview for, again, the summer associate program, we have a very diverse class of people, which is great because we are hiring the best and the brightest. And as a result, because of the talent pool, we get a very diverse class. And we like to keep that going throughout the firm. One of the things that we do that may be a little bit different than other firms is we truly encourage the team approach, and it sounds like it's a business buzzword, but we truly encourage the team approach. We don't have partners who work in silos where if somebody's working with me, they're only working with Mark. In fact, we encourage the opposite. We want our associates to work with many different people, as many partners as they can, quite frankly, so they can learn the best and the worst of everybody and develop their own style. A natural result of that is that when we build our teams, we have a very diverse team. So we're not giving this lip service. We're actually doing it and able to work together in these diverse teams. And dealing with clients when we make pitches, some of our clients are very interested in diversity, and they have requirements for diversity in their RFPs. Honestly, we're pretty much able to naturally meet that just because of the way the teams are set up and the natural diversity that we have. So how does that add to the culture? It really is the foundation of our culture, the teamwork of that. And the diversity is a natural offshoot. Obviously, we have certain areas that we can work at, maybe some underrepresented particular parts of the population. But for the most part, we have a very diverse class, and that permeates the whole firm.
That's great, and I think it's key that it's embedded culturally is really where it's at. Finally, what's the most important thing you've ever learned from a client, and how has this impacted your practice?
One of the best things I learned from a client happened when I was a mid-level, senior level associate. And I was intimately involved in a project that had huge business implications for the company. And the short answer is, what did I learn? That it is integral for me to understand the client's business, understand the client's technology, and act as if I'm part of the company. I'm there in-house down the hall from the CEO and the chief technology officer. And the specifics are, it was a contact lens company, and they had a great product on the market at the time, and they were looking to launch, and they had three actually different technological solutions that they could use to bring the product to the market. And they brought us on for IP purposes. Are we going to infringe anybody's patent? How much trouble, are we going to get into? We want to avoid that trouble. And essentially they had three paths, and door number one was the easiest path. There were no competitors there, but it produced the worst product of the three. Door number three was a pretty good product, but it ran smack into a big Fortune 100 company who was very litigious. And then door number two, kind of a meeting in the middle, we helped them design the best technological solution with the widest potential path. And the ultimate compliment that I received from both the general counsel, the chief patent counsel, and the chief technology officer was that they thought I had been working for the company for 10 years, where I'd been working with them for 15 months, because I knew exactly what was going on. I knew the solutions they were trying to reach, and I knew what their business objectives were. So it really taught me that you need to be ingrained in the company. You need to be acting like you're part of the executive committee of that company, and you understand the long-term ramifications of what you're trying to do. And understanding those business objectives, it's a dynamic inquiry, because over the course of that 15 months, the objectives changed probably 3 or 4 times. And so you needed to be aware of that, because it changed, what door do we want to go down? We want to go down door number 3 or door number 2.
Yeah.
So it just showed me that, being literally part of the business team is critical. And then emphasizing something that we do every day, which is communication, that you need to have ongoing communication. And, you can't just have an initial phone call. That's not enough.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Mark. I think it really gets to the crux of the fact that change is an ongoing process. And as a trusted advisor, lawyers need to recognize the fact that their advice and their understanding of the client needs to grow and develop with the client's needs. So thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for joining me today on Trusted Advisor.